Health, safety and welfare in construction. Know how to use personal protective equipment, PPE. What is PPE? PPE is equipment that will protect the user against health or safety risks at work. It can include items such as safety helmets and hard hats, gloves, eye protection, high visibility clothing, safety footwear, safety harnesses. Why is PPE important? Making the workplace safe includes providing instructions, procedures, training, and supervision to encourage people to work safely and responsibly. Even where engineering controls and safe systems of work have been applied, some hazards might remain. These include injuries to the lungs, from breathing in contaminated air, the head and feet, from falling materials, the eyes, from flying particles or splashes of corrosive liquids, the skin, from contact with corrosive materials, the body, from extremes of heat or cold. PPE is needed in these cases to reduce the risk. The Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992. The regulations state that PPE should be used as a last resort. Used wherever there are risks to health and safety that cannot be adequately controlled in other ways. The Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992 require PPE to be supplied free of charge. The regulations also require that PPE is properly assessed before use to make sure it is fit for purpose, maintained and stored properly, provided with instructions on how to use it safely, used correctly by employees. Assessing suitable PPE. To make sure the right type of PPE is chosen, consider the different hazards in the workplace and identify the PPE that will provide adequate protection against them. This may be different for each job. Consider the following when assessing suitability. Does the PPE protect the wearer from the risks and take account of the environmental conditions where the task is taking place? Does using PPE increase the overall level of risk or add new risks, e.g. by making communication more difficult? Can it be adjusted to fit the wearer correctly? What are the needs of the job and the demands it places on the wearer? If someone wears more than one item of PPE, are they compatible? Types of respiratory protective equipment, RPE. Work activities may result in harmful substances contaminating the air in the form of dust, mist, gas, or fume. For example, cutting a material such as stone, concrete, or wood. Using a liquid containing volatile solvents. Handling a dusty powder. Types of respiratory protective equipment, RPE. Workers may also need to work in areas where oxygen levels are low, for example, confined spaces, such as a chamber or tank. RPE is designed to protect the wearer from these hazards. You will require RPE that is adequate and suitable to ensure the wearer is protected. This means adequate, it is right for the hazard and reduces exposure to the level required to protect the wearer's health. Suitable, it is right for the wearer, task, and environment, such that the wearer can work freely and without additional risks due to the RPE. The end. Slides provided by City and Guilds.